We're going to talk about getting into ketosis on 200 grams of fat. Do you need to eat 200 grams of fat forever to be ketotic? Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to my very humble life where lots of stuff is going on my shorts. If you go and check out my shorts, I post about what I post here, health, and then I post some of my animals, my donkeys, my dog, my horses rather. And people watch that more than the content. What the frack? They're watching my shorts on animals more than all of this hard work that I'm about to get into. So let's do it. 200 grams of fat. Do you need to have it forever? Kinda. People keep thinking that 200 grams of fat is so much. It's literally nothing. Let's sort of do the math. Well, you have a tablespoon. That's 15 grams. For those in Europe, 15 grams in weight, which is a soup spoon size of fat. Not that much when you melt it. Doesn't look that much. 2 tablespoons of fat is 30 grams. 3 tablespoons of fat is 45 grams in weight and in total fat. That's not a lot. If it were olive oil on a salad, you wouldn't even blink. If it were cream in your coffee, you wouldn't even blink. If it was an ice cream sandwich, which is about the same as a block of butter, you wouldn't blink. But because we have been so brain scrubbed to believe that fat makes you fat, and it's got cholesterol and gives you a heart attack, people are freaking on it still. And it just behooves me that people do not understand that the mothership of vitamins don't come from your fruit or your carbs. They come from fat. Fat-soluble vitamins are the mothership of health. Vitamin D, which so many people are D deficient, and you can pretty much connect a dot to all autoimmune disorders, thyroid, rheumatoid arthritis, reproductive issues, mood issues, issues on top of issues are from thyroid, from not having enough vitamin D on the skin. Look at that. And dietarily. Okay. 200 grams of fat. So 45, 3 tablespoons of fat in meal 1. 45 grams, 3 spoons. Blop, blop, blop. You could have some ground beef and have another 15, 20 grams on top of that. And now we're hitting 50, 60, 65. That's perfect in one meal. 65 grams in weight and in total fat. Now, to be honest, you've got to be careful with how people sort of quantify what fat is on meat, because a lot of it is protein fiber, so it's not pure fat. What's pure fat is what drips to the bottom of your pan when it's warm, of the rendered fat. If you have 3 tablespoons of fat, which is 45 grams for breakfast, 2 hours later you have, or 3 hours later rather, you have 2 more. Another 3 hours later you have 3 or 4 more, right? 45 to 60 grams. And it's literally nothing. I can have 10 tablespoons of fat for breakfast and not even notice that I've done it. People ask, well, how? Ask, not ax. I'm not chopping down a tree. People ask, how do you eat it? And I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? Stick it in your mouth. Put it on your plate, melt it, keep it in solid form. I prefer that. I'll take a bite of meat and a fork of butter and plop it both in the mouth, and it tastes like a sauce. In fact, I eat so much fat with my food that when I don't have it, it feels dry. Even if it's not dry. I could have a juicy steak and still at fat. Need the fat. When I eat avocado, I fork the avocado into fat. Once you realize that you don't gain weight if you can moderate your blood sugar, which most of you can't, which is the only reason why you guys are gaining weight when you add so much fat, because you cannot. You're having insulin issues, blood sugar issues, and you're storing everything. But if you can get your insulin under control and your blood sugar under control and your histamine, and you eat a ton of fat, 200 grams, you drop fat because you're in ketosis. Your body uses a whole new fuel source to burn, which is lazy fat cells. The more you starve, the more you fast, the more OMAD you do, the slower your metabolism becomes. It's not rocket science. We are so bamboozled and have a warped sense of reality because we've been told things. It's like this world today, warped. I don't believe anything. People love to argue about friggin' politics. I'm like, but why? What a waste of time. Wake up, my people. Everything is fuckery. Everything. It's a very perfect, orchestrated, well, now I'm going down the rabbit hole somewhere else, theater performance, but I digress. People, Ansel Keys, and then after that, people demonize fat. They start eating low-fat salad dressing and ice cream and milk. Freaking disgusting. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, but what's wrong with the whole fat milk? It's just bad for you. Okay, I'm confused. Tastes really good. This gross milk tastes like poison. Take out the fat. Tastes so gross. We've just had the sheets pulled over our eyes and have been told what to think, how to think, and what to think, and what to believe. Fat. I mean, that's a whole video, right? Let me count the thousands of ways on how animal fat is so important to survive with optimal health. Because if you have plant fat, you're fucked. Yes, people, I said fucked. Because I try to beat the algorithm. But I digress. Do you have to eat 200 grams of fat? Yeah, I mean, you should. You might get away if you've got good GLUT4 receptors and you can fall asleep to like an oil lantern and follow a circadian rhythm and have no toxins in your body and get away from plastics forever and lead and heavy metals. Then technically you wouldn't have to eat as much fat. You could be like at 170. But it always worries me when people are wondering why or if they have to eat 200 grams of fat forever because fat tastes so good. Kids love butter and cream. Change your thinking and it changes everything else. You believe that you're going to get fat. You believe you're going to have a friggin' heart attack on eating fat. You might. You're manifesting what you're afraid of. Don't be afraid. Comment below. Are you having problems with eating 200 grams of fat? Are you? Do you have a gallbladder issue? Because that should be the only reason why you don't eat 200 grams of fat is that you don't have enough lipase production or bile salts. But if you do, then what's the problem? I don't understand. You have blood sugar out of control and that's making you store fat because insulin will take everything out of the bloodstream. Now remember, if you test your blood sugar directly after eating fat, you're going to see a spike because that's always what happens with the insulin response. But after that second hour, you should see a drop in blood sugar, 75 to 83, and your ketone should be just humming from the morning all day long because you make ketones at night. Keep your cortisol down. Comment below. Are you afraid? Are you in ketosis? Do you know how to sort of analyze and read a glucometer? Comment below. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephperson.com, book a consultation. I probably need to open up more dates. I've been doing this shite for so long. I really know about the fats, what kind of fat, the histamine to the fat, the ApoE4 with some people, the coconut oil and the olive oil and the animal fats compared to the plant fats, what kind of plant fats, if any, the oxidation process, the thyroid, the ketones, how long, how little, how much protein, what your macros are, should you drink, electrolytes, like you name it, I do it. Comment below. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. I can't talk. Genic. Facebook fan page, Stephanie the Business Person. As you guys know, I have been inundated with life, so again, this 30-day challenge sort of slows down for a minute because I am taking care of my mom, building a barn, building a house, and trying to build a little apartment for her on my land because I decided I'm not putting her in nursing. I am bringing her home. And I'm out. Energy! 56, going on 57, like literally almost 57. And soon I'll be almost doing this for 18 years. Counting. And it keeps you young. I love a ketogenic diet. Now you can do carnivore or you can do low carb, high fat. I just prefer keto and the benefits of it.